great to have everybody here today as we learn together how to take our second stage businesses to this next level and beyond, and at the same time, looking for opportunities to pivot. And I think we've gotten quite a few today. So my company, QuantumFlow, was introduced to Grow Florida through the Florida Companies to Watch process back in 2014. And I'm quite frankly, I'm honored to be here speaking on behalf of the organization as its incoming chair. Of course, you don't see Jennifer here today. Don't feel badly for her. She's on a plane to Maui. So I get to be here. But again, I'm learning quite a bit. So I personally received far more from this organization than I probably, well, most definitely than I've contributed. And most of this benefit is really through peer learning with organizations big and small that have grown from teams at Florida Makes, Grow Florida, and the Florida Companies to Watch nomination process. So I would like to encourage each and every one of you who have not taken the next step to get involved, to consider the value received from this meeting today as a first step toward joining a committee, nominating a fellow business, or even leading the organization in the future, as I'm about to do here going forward. There's a reason that GrowFL is so aptly named. The second stage of a company's evolution is known as the growth stage. So this organization was founded to develop Florida companies who are in this amazing growth and expansion stage, people like you here today. And I can't think of a better way to assist you in the process than the very thing that we're doing, gathering here and learning from one another. So going back, we kind of saw that great video on the 2011 very first company to watch. And speaking of founding roots in Grow Florida, I'd like to turn the program now over to Dr. Tom O'Neill. He's the founder of Grow Florida. His pioneering work in the business, incubation, and entrepreneurial ecosystems has helped to build not only Central Florida's innovation-based economy, but his model for success has become internationally recognized across the globe. I can't think of anyone better to provide the background to second stage within Florida and the impact that you have had on our state. So Tom, thanks for being here, and the floor is yours. Thanks very much.
Thank you, David. It is a pleasure. I mean, that was so good to see that that video, the first one we did. It reminds me of what we're all here for. And we do this thing usually at the Hard Rock Cafe, because the analogy is you want to create rock stars out of second stage companies. The ones that are too small to be big and too big to be small. We started this whole program because we realized when companies leave incubators, they need a set of services and help to help them reach that next level, and it's non-trivial. And while we're not going to run your companies, we're going to try to help you become a rock star, get out of that local garage band and become internationally known and respected. What we do, again, using the same analogy, we may end up providing you some singing coaches. We may end up providing you with a choreographer. We may end up helping you understand what your genre is and how to best and match what you do to the market. Not sure what we're going to do. David will probably testify. You met one entrepreneur, you've met one entrepreneur. So what we do is really try to do a triage function, provide services that help you become better at what you're already good at. We do love taking credit for things for people that are probably successful at our help, but our job is to make you accelerate your growth, accelerate your success, help you become a leading economic developer for Florida. We need more people like you. We need to diversify our economy. We all do it for that reason, for the self-enlightened interest in Florida. Being a native, one of only 30% of the people born in Florida, it's always been my notion to create a better, diverse economy with people like David and all the other GrowFL people we've helped and clients and the companies that watch winners. There's certainly what we need in this economy. I think they'll turn us around and to make us less dependent on a few industries and more dependent on many industries. So I applaud everybody that's on the phone today. Whatever we can do to help you, figure out what your gap is, and we can fill it. And that's our whole job, is to help you become better at what you're good at already. And with that, I'll turn it over to Stephanie, I believe.
Thanks, Tom. It's a privilege to be here today. I am the team leader for the System for Integrated Growth, which is one of the ways that Grow Florida goes to work on your business and helps you to grow. I have personally been with the program for 8 years. I started as a market research specialist and moved into the team lead role. So it has been my privilege to be able to help so many businesses in our state to grow to the next level. So many of you in the Institute today have participated already in our strategic research in the past. Some of you are involved in the System for Integrated Growth now. But for those of you that aren't, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to tell you what the program is. And please let me know if you're interested after today. I'd be happy to connect with you. So the System for Integrated Growth comes from the Edward Lowe Foundation. Grow Florida has always in the past delivered some sort of strategic research to our clients, but this year it has changed. It is a program offered by Edward Lowe that we then subcontract with specialists to deliver to you, to our companies. The differences in the program are really extraordinary. The Edward Lowe Foundation conducted research with second stage CEOs across the country, even beyond our state. And what they were looking for is where did they need help? What were their challenges for growth? Where could a program come and help them to move to the next level? And while the feedback was that top line revenue growth was really an issue and getting research to help them to grow into new markets was very important, sometimes the challenges for growth exist within the business. And we weren't delivering on that. We did not have a way to address that. So now we can bring these types of specializations to you through the System for Integrated Growth and through Grow Florida. So we continue to offer secondary market research. We continue to offer online marketing and customer prospecting, but we have added to our stable of specialists, if you will, who have 20 plus years of experience and have businesses that deliver these specializations across the country. We can now help businesses to grow their sales team, understand marketing planning, develop a human resources function, grow into accounting and finance from a CFO perspective, really dig into operations and supply chain management. And also in our relationship with Florida Makes, we've really been able to grow in that area as well. We can offer global trade and succession planning and an exit strategy, as was talked about earlier. And government contracting is a new specialization that we've added as well. So really looking at the whole business and helping you with your challenges for growth in those areas. We educate and inform, so we do not implement. We are bringing the CEO information that they wouldn't have without the program. And the thought is that as a second stage business, you don't have access sometimes to these resources. You don't have access to the people, you don't have access to the budgets. Grow Florida brings you through the System for Integrated Growth those resources to be able to grow your business. And that's our goal. So the way it looks, I'm not going to get into depth here. I know we don't have a lot of time today, but basically I work with you in a needs assessment. We get to those challenges for growth. We agree to those. We then bring in the specialists, the SWAT team to get to work on those challenges. And then we present the information and work through the findings with you, much like today in a Zoom kind of virtual way. We have an evaluation period at the end of our time. For the Grow Florida program, it's 36 specialist hours, and that typically looks like a time frame of 1 to 8 weeks, depending on how fast the CEO wants to move and what your needs for the information are. We also then offer an aftercare piece where we ask the CEO to say, how are you going to implement on this information that was provided, and hold the CEO accountable to those action steps. We also want to check in and make sure they are understanding the information, that it's still relevant. We can connect them with the specialists as they're using it. So we do a 30, 60, and 90-day check-in call. And then at the end of that, we close out the engagement. So I would be glad to talk about the program in more depth with you one-on-one if you have any interest in that. Again, this is just one of the ways that Grow Florida helps second stage companies to grow. These are some quotes from some of our clients. You'll see Jack McGrath's quote there, who I know is here today. And really our aim is to provide you with the insight that you need to grow your business. And that's how you can get a hold of us.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie and Tom. And if you are a CFO, if you are a CEO, president, or business owner, Grow Florida is the place for you to learn and to lead. And I think today is probably a great sort of overview of that for most of you. So there's so much value in participating in programs like these. You know, after 6 years, my company is finally participating in the SIG, the System for Integrated Growth Engagement. So we're right in the middle of that. But there isn't a single person I've talked to who has not gained a ton of information from this service through Grow Florida. So you're also connecting with your fellow peers. So Grow Florida just recently launched 4 regional chapters across the state, bringing together CEOs in Tampa Bay, the Northeast, East Central, and the Southeast regions. So those of you in those regions, I strongly encourage you to get involved with the chapter, investigate the SIG program, and continue this connection you made in the breakout room today or just in general during this presentation. After the program concludes today, we're going to make sure to send out all the information you need on other upcoming events, Grow Florida programs, and how to find the chapter near you. And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Jack.
Great. Thanks, David. And thanks, Tom and Stephanie. Really good stuff. And I'm not paid for my endorsement. That came totally unsolicited. It's totally authentic. The SIG really helped me out. So as the chair of that East Central chapter, which David just teed me up, and thanks for the mention there. We really encourage you to join Grow Florida if you can as a member and get involved. We have some amazing programs. They're coming up. We've already done our first chapter meeting. Robert Newland and I last month, and it was super successful. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'd love to get you involved.